particularly care for people.
In a rare interview, Ramirez refused to discuss
These things, contribute to a person, to a person's frustration and anger, and at some point in life, he explodes.
Perhaps for Richard Ramirez,
why on earth would you have hurt those people? Why did you kill those people?
No comments. No comments. I cannot answer it at this time.
Richard Ramirez, they knew, didn't date and wasn't the type to commit such heinous crimes.
Stay in the community, receive your treatment in the community, with your family around you, your usual friends, then this all adds to the speed of recovery from the illness.
Stand where it's convenient for you.
Sorry, Doctor. I'll come and stand where you'd like me to stand.
All right, thank you. It's very good of you. I do apologize. Is it possible for you to, I was standing there, would it be possible for you to sort of come and get something out of your car and then...
Garavito cried out for Duran to stop. The killer just couldn't take any more. This tape, made by Colombian authorities, registered the exact moment when the world's deadliest serial killer of children confessed his crimes. Then, with terrifying detachment, Garavito related the details of his crimes. He told the investigators about the children he had murdered, the objects he used when he assaulted them, and the places where these assaults took place. Garavito defended himself by saying that in every instance, he had been possessed by a malignant spirit. A psychological diagnosis determined that Garavito showed an antisocial personality disorder.
He was probably raped from age 6 to 16 or something, and he has chosen victims who are friendless and homeless, as he was.
A lot of things that I've forgotten that I can't remember. For instance, I can go back to my childhood and stuff and I still remember that, but yet I can go into the 70s and there are a lot of things I can't remember. The same thing with the victims. I've looked at all of, I don't know if you notice here, we got pictures of every one of the victims here. And believe it or not, for the last 12 years, I've studied these photos of these victims. And there is no, we have a shot of all of the victims together here. And when you look over at the photos, I have no recollection of any of them. Never met them. And
In 9th grade, in biology class, we had the usual dissection of fetal pigs, and I took the remains of that home and kept the skeleton of it. And I just started branching out, dogs, cats. I suppose it could have turned into a normal hobby like taxidermy. And all I know is that I wanted to see what the insides of these animals were.
What do we have here, Ken? Let's see. You always say an indictment, all right? Why don't you read it to me? You're up for election, aren't you? Mr. Bundy got it, didn't you? Mr. Bundy? You told me that you were going to get me. You said he was going to get me. Okay, you've got the indictment. It's all you're going to get. Let's read it. Let's go. Theodore Robert Bundy, you are charged, indictment, 2 counts burglary, 2 counts murder in the first degree, 3 counts attempted murder in the first degree. Design or intent to effect the death of said Lisa Lee.
本日宮崎勉の3名の死刑を執行しました。これが人間として
Jack the Ripper was, and is to this day, the world's most famous serial killer. This is particularly strange because he's believed to have only had 5 victims, which is not a lot compared to other serial killers. So what made Jack the Ripper so famous? Part of his appeal was that the police never found him. Forensics were still in their very early days in 1888.
You gotta draw the line somewhere. There were in 1986 that Sarangi had a religious awakening when his father appeared to him in an apparition and told him that he must drink the saliva of 70 young women to obtain invincibility. My father told me once to collect strength. I didn't listen. And this is when he embarked on his grisly, parentally